quote the immortal DJ Rob Bass, joy and pain, sunshine and rain. And as Ravens fans, that's what we get sometimes. Sometimes we have these very high highs, then we get these dull lows. And unfortunately tonight, that is what happened with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, first, the Ravens defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 34-20 to take the Ravens to 8-3. 3-2 in the AFC North Division, dropping the Bengals to 5-5 and 0-3 in the division, which to some essentially eliminates them from playoff contention. So how the mighty have fallen. The former Kings of the North are now in trouble in just making the playoffs, much less winning a division crown. But with that victory, with the Thursday night thumping of the Cincinnati Bengals, of course, we got to have some bad. We just cannot get over that hump of having bad things just happen to the team. I don't understand it. Just these last few seasons, no matter what happens, something seems to go wrong. And that one thing, the price that we paid for this victory was Mark Andrews was injured. He injured his ankle. Logan Wilson, whom we'll talk about later, did a hip drop and landed on Mark Andrews' ankle. He laid on the ground for a few minutes and then he got up and was helped off the field. Come to find out, it is a season-ending injury. So there will be no more Mark Andrews for the rest of the season, no more Mark Andrews for the playoffs. This is a big loss for the Ravens because Mark Andrews was Lamar Jackson's security blanket. So where do we go from here? Well, fortunate, unfortunate, we have two tight ends on the roster that know the system. Hopefully Isaiah Likely can step his play up. Last night, I guess we can't say too much about it because he was thrown into action where he wasn't expected to start. He wasn't put into the game plan. So the little bit that we got out of him, unexpected. Also, Charlie Kolar got in the game and he got a catch, which surprised me. And we drafted him to be the next Mark Andrews. So now he gets his opportunity to shine. Now, coincidentally, uncoincidentally, I don't know. Once Mark Andrews went out, it seems like the wide receivers were just open all over the field. Every time I turned around, you saw a Ravens wide receiver running free down the sideline, down the middle of the field, crossing. I don't know if that's a factor of Mark Andrews doing his own thing and kind of clogging up the lanes. I'm not for certain. I just know these wide receivers were going to eat. So that gave me a little bit of confidence that the Ravens passing game going forward is going to be okay. But all in all, Mark Andrews will be missed because once again, small security blanket. He knows, hey, I'm in trouble, throw it up. He's got me. But now he has to look for something else. I think this is just going to be something else in the evolution of Lamar Jackson, the passer, where we have to take a tragedy and kind of make something out of it. It's going to help him become a better passer. And that's just my opinion. I don't know. It's going to force him to look towards other people and make more decisions instead of knowing I got that one guy. And also, speaking of injuries, Lamar Jackson injured his ankle. Not surprisingly, guess who it was again? Logan Wilson. Yet again, from what I saw, it wasn't a dirty tackle. I didn't watch it that many times. I may have to go back and check that out. It's just ironic that Logan Wilson was in on the tackle that broke Mark Andrews' ankle and in on the tackle that injured Lamar's. I think the league's gonna have to look into this. Maybe there's a couple of fines coming. So Lamar was injured. He went into the tent for a while. Scared the bejesus out of me. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I was like, oh gosh, there goes our season. But Lamar came back in the game and led us to victory. Now, the only issue that I have with this Lamar Jackson injury is they kept running him. Like, you could clearly see he was limping. I got scared again because it looked like a non-contact injury where he would just run and then his leg went up and he just went down to the ground. So I'm sitting here like, oh gosh, Achilles, ACL, I don't know what this is, but Lamar just kept tripping himself. Like, his ankle was injured that bad. He tripped himself like 3 times in this game. And I've never seen Lamar trip himself while running. So to me, I have to say, Todd Monken, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then there was a point in the game where it was like, listen, Joe Burrow's injured. He's not playing. You have Browning in there, and their offense really isn't moving. We're up comfortably, and I understand we've had late game collapses, but it's it just comes apparent that the Bengals aren't really doing much on this game. So why leave him in? Why risk Lamar to further injury? I don't get it. Why put Lamar at further risk for injury? Why put him in these situations? We had the game in hand. Why are you running him? Like, these things don't make sense to me. And this is why I question this coaching staff sometimes. They just don't do smart things. But luckily, we got out of this unscathed. Hopefully, Lamar Jackson will be okay for the rest of the season. We shall see. Luckily, the Ravens won the war of attrition. Even though we had some guys go down, they completed the season sweep of the Cincinnati Bengals, which is a good feeling. Yes. Don't got to hear them Bengals talk no more, because I doubt that they'll make the playoffs, because they have a tough hill to climb. Joe Burrow's injured, T. Higgins injured, Sam Hubbard injured. Like, they have some injuries, and things just haven't been going well. They started off the season 1-3. They thought they could do it 2 years in a row where they started slow and picked things up, but this just isn't their year. So the Ravens have a 2-game win advantage in the win column over the Pittsburgh Steelers, who played the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, who are starting DTR. Don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think the Steelers are going to be much of a problem to the Ravens, even though they did win the first matchup. I just don't think that their offense can do anything that is going to sustain them for the rest of the season. Now, they've somehow been outgained every game of the season, and they still have a winning record. Who knows? But for the Ravens, they have 10 days off before they travel to LA to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Hopefully we rest up, get some guys back. Mark Andrews won't be there, but by then we should have a game plan that we can center around whatever tight end we're going to feature. I wonder if the Ravens are going to sign Vokalek back to the active roster. I think RouG Jr. would make a nice addition, and we can see what happens there. All right, y'all. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are aware when I come out with new videos. Also, if you want to help support the channel, make sure you go over to patreon.com/RouG. Sign up to become a patron to get special perks that come along with the membership. We got a lot of good things going on. We have some things that we're trying to plan out right now for the playoffs. We'll see how that goes. But until next time, it's your boy.